Namaste, it's Yogini Kala. Thank you so much for being here. And today I will be sharing with you some wisdom gleaned actually from Oprah. And it'll be about resilience. A lot of it is me reflecting, but I will be doing a series of videos, so I hope you will join me for them. And they're literally from this one talk, you guys, by Oprah when she was at Stanford University. It is amazing. I had seen it before, and then I saw an excerpt on somebody else's channel, and literally in the 6-minute excerpt, I was taking notes, okay? It's that, she was just dropping gems of wisdom, truly. So, but what I want to talk about today may touch into some of that, but I am going to do a series of videos on some of the things she shared. But what's really coming up for me, and so I always want to come from that place of what Spirit is wanting me to share, is resilience. Resilience. Okay, I didn't look up the word before I hopped on, but this I feel like is the one thing that I'm seeing is challenging for people who are struggling. I made a video years ago on YouTube, one of my first, about how not to be a victim. And this is sort of a bookend to that. What I mean by that is we can all be victims of different things, theft, rape, robbery, lying, but not to see yourself permanently as a victim. And so that leads me up to the idea of resilience. I really want to talk to you about it because I am encountering people as I speak, mostly women, but in my life there's some men also who are suffering so much from depression. And what I'm seeing is all of the people I'm thinking of, actually most of them, one I'm not sure, but they are on medication. So, and that's great. They have that medical support. But what is missing is this quality of resilience, of bouncing back. Excuse me. I feel that I can talk about it because I have been deeply depressed in my life at various times. I've been on medications. And what I'm seeing though, the quality that I think is eluding some people that I see really suffering is how to bounce back. Resilience. You can go down, but how do you get back up? And I'm thinking of a quote that I only heard of recently. It says something like, fall down 8 times, get up 9, or fall down 7, get up 8. And it's just troubling to me because I am interacting with folks where, as a caring person, I really want to help them. I'm listening, but they're in such a negative mind state that it's just this deep sadness. And it just, share with me if you've encountered people like that yourself, where you just literally don't know what to say. You give them your best advice, you listen repeatedly, okay, you're listening repeatedly, you're giving them simple steps to do, and they're just not able to hear it. Now, literally as I'm saying that, I was in that same state when, as many of you know, and I will repeat it because there's always new people, when I was burnt out in academia and I would reach out, everyone, I felt I needed everybody's advice because I was so confused, so beaten down, but I wasn't really able to take the advice. So, like I said, I understand it, but what do we do as the people who are giving the advice and wanting to help, I guess, is where I'm really coming from in this video. It's how do we take care of ourselves, and when do we decide that, we're not trained professionals, or if you are, then you're working with your clients. Where do you draw the line in terms of how much support you can give others? So share below, because I'm finding that, it can be very draining when you are trying to support people in your life who are at a stage where they're really not able to help themselves. And they're getting medical care, as I said, but they're not able to take steps. And so, what do you do? Share in the comments if you have any tips. I guess this video then, in terms of resilience, I was going to look at it from the point of view of the person who is down, but now I'm really thinking that the resilience comes as, this follows up on my caregiver video, on you're trying to be a caregiver, trying to be a loving friend, but at what point do you need to put a boundary where you literally stop taking in what those around you who are in a very dark place, what they're putting out? How do you protect yourself? I'm going to link, I'm not going to go over it in this video, but I'll link to, I have some protection strategies in terms of grounding, centering, and shielding yourself energetically. That's one bit of advice, but it's a process. You really have to do it. I will link, as I said, to that to help you, and I'm going to do more of that. But how can we, in compassion, have compassion for ourselves in our own capacity to hear people complain, watch them stumble over and over, and watch them not taking in help, other help that's there for them? Because that's like what I'm running into. I may, advise someone, an acquaintance or a friend, and say, something very simple like, I know, for instance, maybe they qualify for free therapy, yet they're not going because they're like, well, that won't help me. So clearly that's someone who's really depressed. They're, as I said, already on medication, but there's no one for them to talk to about the pain and suffering, someone who's a professional who can really help them, and they're not willing to. So at that point, what do you do? How do you just step away and then do a practice like metta? Metta is a Buddhist practice, very similar to prayer, but where you just send positive thoughts, you would say affirmations, but positive thoughts and phrases to them, and really open your heart and say, may you be well, may you be happy and peaceful, may you be free from suffering. These are some of the traditional metta phrases. But then also maybe give a little bit of distance, and so share with me what you have tried in the past. And this is where it is good to have support, because I think it's important if, again, you are trying to be a loving friend or family member and trying to help someone who is really down, but you've given all you can, then how can you maybe be compassionate for yourself and say, I'm really tapped out. My well is empty. And that leads me to one of the most beautiful Oprah quotes that from that video. And she said something like, well, actually, it was about your well. She was saying she no longer feels bad if people say you're full of yourself, because what she's reinterpreted as this beautiful metaphor of like a cup. And she's like, you have to be full. She's like, my cup is full, it overflows. And because it overflows, I can share. So she's like, you have to keep your cup full. And I guess that's really the theme of this video is I urge you just please to keep your cup full while you're there supporting friends and family who may be down, may be deeply depressed. You have to keep your cup full or else you're going to end up depleted as well. And I really don't want that for you. Another quote, another way of saying the same thing that I thought was beautiful is, you don't have anything to give that you don't have. I just think that's so deep. I'm like, that's simple. You don't have anything to give that you don't have. So if you don't have calm, you can't give calm. If you don't have money, you can't give money. If you don't have peace, you can't give peace. So you don't have anything to give that you don't have. And that is a quote by Oprah. So I just want to say to you, if you're out there and supporting someone, trying to help them, don't forget your self-care, and don't forget to be aware of how you're feeling as you're interacting. So I really urge you to, and let's end with a brief meditation, to really tune in as you're talking to this person on the phone or in person. How are you feeling? If you start to feel really stressed, Goddess, then you've got to end the contact, at least for that moment, and recenter yourself, because you're only toxifying yourself. And I really, it pains me to say that, but I know in my heart it's true. You can only give when you have to give, okay? And I just don't want you to end up completely depleted. So that is my sharing for today. And before we end, I do want to mention Very, very much. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm in a coaching program and we do this sometimes that I'm like studying in, but I am leading a group coaching program. It's super reasonable. It's the beta run of it, so I made it very, very reasonable. We're starting March 3rd. Click the link below to get a free consult with me and I will tell you about it. It is super, super cheap for coaching. It's 5 weekends. We're going to do it Sunday night. And it'll be just a group of women who are going to be supportive, and it's about self-care. We'll be focusing on techniques and practices together to build ourselves up, to fill ourselves up. So to fill up our cup, right? So that we can give. So I just want to honor you for all the people that you're supporting, and to end with a very brief meditation. So just sit up nice and tall, take a deep breath in, breathe out through the mouth. Do that a few times. Inhale through the nose. Breathe out audibly through the mouth. And just settle wherever you are. Settle in and feel your body. Now for me, it's relatively easy to drop into my body. Let's just briefly sweep through. I'll lead you through. Feel your feet and ankles, your calf, your knees. Really feel your body from the inside, the thighs, the buttocks, the belly, noticing any sensations, the chest, the upper back, middle back, shoulders. Feel your entire torso as you breathe in and out. Feel your arms from your fingertips to your shoulders. And then go up the back of the neck to the scalp, the forehead and the face, the jaw and the mouth. In again, out. Bring your palms together if you're in a place where you can, and just really feel connected in with yourself, and feel full of yourself, full of spirit. Namaste. Stay blessed. Bye-bye now.